Hey everyone, stick with us versus herd. If it's your first time here, let the content, hit subscribe. If you want to get notifications for when we post videos, tap the bell. And if you want to join the UVH fam, our community, links are below in the description to our Discord and our options trading group on Facebook, along with our options trading live channel. I go live Monday through Friday, 30 minutes before market open. If you made money today, comment below, got paid. If you lost money today, comment, learned a lesson. And if you could do me a big favor, hit the like button for the YouTube algo, helps me out. Now, let's get into it. Today was definitely a tricky day. I mean, obviously, we pretty much went straight down. We had the huge gap. I mean, not huge, but we had a decent-sized gap up in the morning. Like, on SPY, we had a gap up, and then it was just nothing but downhill from there. I mean, we had some pretty dramatic drops throughout the day. On this is the 15-minute chart. We went from 341 down to 338, and then we had another large leg down from 337 down to 334, and we closed around 334, which is 333.89. Today, I did close the day up about a little bit over $400 in realized profit. However, they went for the jugular on some of my other positions, like JPM, like some of my big losers today on the P&L day. JPM was actually up on the day this morning, and it just got obliterated, as you can see. I mean, JP Morgan, I was making money up at 102, and it just came all the way down. You know, for these positions, like I'm in October and in November expiration, so I have kind of time to wait it out. It still hasn't gone beyond my against my belief of the market yet, but I'm going to kind of show you what I'm thinking about of the overall market in a second here. NVIDIA, we'll get to NVIDIA in a second here, but what was the other one? Oh, Walmart. Walmart was the other big loser. I was actually green on Walmart today as well, and they just smashed Walmart to smithereens. Now, you know, you're like, hey, Nick, why are you hanging on long? Why aren't you shorting? Why aren't you? And here's the main reason. And I'll go through some of my other trades. I had a nice trade on Tesla, but kind of struggled at the last half of the day. But I stayed disciplined. Now, right now, I'm kind of waiting. I'm not ready to go full bear. I should have probably day traded some puts, but I really wasn't sure. I thought maybe we were going to get a bounce. Apparently, the bounce never came. But if we look past the last couple of days, we're kind of bottoming out around 333 or 332, bouncing back up to 342. So we're creating about a $10 range, repeating back and forth right now. We reached this low on, what was that, Tuesday. Yesterday we came up to 342, got smacked down, and then today again 342 got smacked down to 333. So is this going to break here? Are we going to break the 50-day? Is it going to just fall? That's the question. That's what I'm trying to figure out right now. Yes, I still have some bullish positions, but I can easily get bearish if I need to be. Now, like JP Morgan, I don't feel like it's that much of a threat because, yes, it's dropped down. I was profitable. I'm holding 3 naked calls, which explains extra volatility. But it's right down here at support. So for JP Morgan, I'm currently holding the 101 calls. It's at 99.83 for October. So I don't feel the need to really adjust that position right now. Like I said, I was profitable this morning. They took that profit out, and now I'm down. So we'll kind of see what happens. Tesla was definitely interesting. I got paid. Let me just kind of show you here. I got paid. I had 2 trades on Tesla. I had the 400 call for next week expiration. I got paid $70.98 this morning on the gap up. I closed it out. But then I did a trade on the 388 call that I lost $469. I net $329 profit today because of that second day trade. What I was looking for on Tesla, even though the market was selling off, it was holding 380. And I sold it when it broke down right down in here like 379. So that's how I lost it. I thought we were going to ramp up. I bought it around, let's see, what time did I buy that? I bought Tesla at 1220. So 1220, I thought we were gearing up. It hit support here like 3-4 times down at 380. I thought it was going to gear up to go to 392 to 395 area, but 386 was another high, and it just broke down to the low end. Thankfully, I sold that off because I definitely would have been down a lot more money right now if I didn't sell that. So, I wanted to cut losses on it because I still wanted to be green on Tesla. Now, NVIDIA, I'm holding. I still have the 505 strike. I had the 505 strike call. Right now it's down 36%. I mean, that's pretty bad. We had a leg down at near the end of the day that was just horrible from 505 straight down to 495, even broke down below 490. Now, the reason why I'm holding it is because, I still have 40 delta on this. If this goes up 10 points up to 500, 503, I'm going to be down small. I still think that NVIDIA can reverse here. I think that it's coming down into the support area, which is the 490 area. It's holding that, so we'll see. Anything can happen in this market. It's obviously a little bit tricky. One day we're up, next day we're down a couple hundred points. The extra volatility I think is good. It's going to give us some opportunities, but we're still trying to find our way in this market after, we're going straight up for so long. And, overall, looking at the NVIDIA trend here, it's still highly intact. Right now we are getting some large moves to the downside. We are also getting large moves to the upside. If you look at NVIDIA just a couple days ago, this ripped. It gapped down pretty large at 466 and then ripped all the way to 500. So anything is possible. I have time on NVIDIA. We'll see what tomorrow is. I'll probably adjust it tomorrow depending on where things are. Yes, on paper, 36%. That's pretty rough. But with knowing NVIDIA, it's easily recoverable. So that's why I didn't make any adjustments to that. I just didn't want to dig myself. That's why I took off Tesla and I left NVIDIA because I just didn't want to dig myself into a bigger hole here. But right now the market is a little rough shape. Walmart, they took it to the cleaners. They just, we had a nice day yesterday, pushed up to 142, a little bit above 142, and then that TikTok news came out, and then they just crushed it. The reason why I'm holding, I'm down 30% on it. The reason why I'm holding is because they're going to be launching Walmart Plus. I'm in October. I do think it's going to be a pretty huge catalyst. I think it can rebound from here. So 135 area, I think, is just kind of testing this. Last time we were down in there, it pumped up all the way to 150. Obviously, that was with TikTok news. It pumped it from 130 to 140. And then with the Walmart Plus, it pumped it from 135 all the way up to 150. So I'm kind of hanging on here. If it does come down to 130, that's solid support. We'll readjust. I have time. I'm like I said, I'm in October expiration. So that's what I'm looking for right now. Peloton, they smashed earnings. So going into tomorrow might be an opportunity for a day trade. Their sales are up 172%. This is the first time that they've ever posted a profit, which is pretty big. It's saying it doesn't expect such strong demand for a spike in treadmill. It doesn't expect it to return to normalized order to delivery windows in the U.S. before the end of the fiscal year. Outlooks for the first quarter in fiscal 2021 sales also exceed analyst expectations. So people aren't going to the gym. EPS was 27 cents versus 10 cents. Revenue was 607 million versus 582. So, pretty strong. Also, Oracle, we'll get to Oracle in a second, but Peloton, it's been running red hot, had upgrades, hit 98 today. And, obviously the overall market brought it down, and it's tough. It's tough. It's just a tough market, and even if you're bearish, your gains are ripped away from you too. So we had a nice steady way down. The question is, are we going to go up tomorrow? We'll see. But Oracle, they're up a little bit. Pretty. Whoa, man, that just flagged down. Oracle increased revenue in the quarter and topped estimates after sales decline. Let me see if I can refresh if there's an update here, but. I think the big question for Oracle, Walmart, and Microsoft is what in the world is happening with TikTok. And now they're wrapped up in the TikTok drama because they said they wanted to buy it. And now that sale may not happen, and they still may be able to operate in the U.S., even though Trump. We actually don't really know what's going to happen with it. It's up in the air. Plus, China has to approve it because it's an export of technology to the U.S. and they're a logarithm and blah blah blah. So TikTok really is what is dragging down, I think, Oracle, Microsoft. Microsoft fell off 10 points here today. We had some, we had some nice movement, but unfortunately it was to the downside. We came back to, Microsoft came exactly down to where we opened up on yesterday. Now, Microsoft, one thing that I'm looking at for Microsoft right now is, again, is it bottoming out here like 205, 200 area? Is it like this area? Microsoft is known to kind of gravitate to areas of support, stay there for long periods of time before bouncing. So the reason why I ripped up so high is because we had that TikTok news. I am long Microsoft still, so it's below the 50 days, below the 10-day, but it is hanging out here in support. So, for me to make more adjustments to my portfolio, I'm just going to take it a trade at a time. Thankfully, I hopped out of Apple with a $110 profit, which wasn't huge at all. I was holding 2 Apple calls. But as you can see here, Apple went from 120 down to 113. So, since there's big swings in the market, I'm not overly too concerned that I'm not going to be able to make some of this money back. I absolutely believe that I will. Yesterday I came out with a realized profit. Today I came out with a realized profit, and I have time on these other ones. So I'm up the last couple of days about $600-700. So right now I need to see kind of how are we going to be closing the week out. Tomorrow is Friday. It's definitely going to be interesting. Apple, again, came back down to levels that it bounced in last couple of days. So I'm watching Apple specifically. They also have that September 15th Apple event releasing or announcing the new Apple products. So if it stays down here and bounces up to 120, that'll be some. I think that'll be good, but it's really hard to say. People are shook. They're like, oh man, the market's going down. I can't believe it. Right now, just look at areas of support and resistance. Find out where the buyers are. Find out where the sellers are. See if there's any catalyst coming up, and just hang tight. You don't have to panic. You could still have green trades. Everything's going to work out. If you want, even flip some puts. I know puts haven't been paying out for the last 6 months, but obviously they're starting to pay out a little bit. They're paying out pretty big. But even Apple, it's only down 383 on the day. It's down 3%, which is, it's big for Apple, but not huge. Trying to load these right here. These puts are only up 80%, 100%. So if you captured a fraction of that, maybe you would make only like 20%, 30%. So you're not going to be up huge. Right now, the market is pricing things in, I think, accordingly. So just be mindful when buying, especially if you're going in for weeklies, that the buying weekly is dangerous. The one thing that I will say about VIX and VXX, it did close near the lows of the day. It did close up 30 cents, but it's not extremely strong here. It did fade pretty good after it hit 27.60 a couple times a day, 3 times. So right now, I'm waiting for more data. There are a lot of things that are at support, like JP Morgan, Apple. I don't think Tesla. Is Tesla at support? Let me just check. Tesla's definitely not at support. So I didn't think so. So we'll see what happens. But I'm going to be probably looking for a trade in Peloton, maybe Oracle tomorrow. See if we can catch a quick day trade on some of these stocks that are reporting good earnings, but maybe aren't really going anywhere. So after some premium crush, maybe get in there. If you watch this video to the end, comment watch to the end. And as always, stay safe, stay green. It's us versus herd.